Hi BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome to my channel. And please do not check your calendars. It is in fact still June 24th. Now, for those of you who don't know, I plan my videos a month in advance, generally. Not a month in advance per se, but at the beginning of the month or towards the tail end of the previous month is I will sit down and I will look at what videos I want to post on what days, because I do have standard days that I post videos. And then it makes it real easy for me that on the weekends I can sit down and record, a couple videos at a time and be set to go for the week, especially since I'm going to be going back to work this week, which is great. I will already be working when you guys see this video going up. So I knew when I saw this one coming out on the 24th of June, I'm like, what else falls on the 24th? Christmas Eve. And what is exactly 6 months today? Christmas Eve. So I thought, how much fun would it be to do an anticipated reads video of holiday books coming out in 2020? So that's what we're doing here. 6 months before Christmas, we're going to talk about some holiday themed books. I love, love, love holiday themed books. If you guys did not know that, if you're new to my channel, every year in December, I specifically devote to reading nothing but holiday themed books. And I read them in the months leading up to Christmas as well. Like I'll read them in September, October, November, but December is specifically dedicated to nothing but holiday books. And I love doing it every year. It makes me super duper happy. I am one of those weird Christmas people. My tree goes up mid-November, and if it were up to me, I'd leave it up till at least Valentine's Day. But my husband always kiboshes that idea. So yeah, I am a huge fan of holiday books. And in this list, I actually have 10 books here that I want to share with you guys. In this list, I have contemporary romance, of course, because you cannot have a good contemporary romance series without throwing in some holiday books in there, including a Christmas cowboy romance, which is just all the things that make me happy. There is also some cozy mysteries in here because they work really, really well with the holiday theme as well. And I believe there's also a historical romance in here, so that'll be kind of fun. So yeah, like I said, there's 10 books. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying this is in no way at all a definitive list of books coming out. There are probably going to be 10 or 20 times this amount of books coming out that are holiday themed, trickling in through the fall and into December. So I promise you, I will be doing more of these, leading up to December, of more holiday books to be looking forward to if you guys are as big a fan of holiday books as I am. So, like I said, 10 books. Let's jump in and get started. So I am going to share these in order of release date, and I did take off the Santa hat because legitimately, guys, it is June. And we're currently experiencing a heat wave. So for me to be wearing a hat right now is not a good idea. I don't want to get overheated. So the first book I want to share with you guys comes out September the 29th, and it is Happily This Christmas by Susan Mallery. This is, I believe it's book 6 in the Happily Inc. series. It says it's part of the Happily Inc. series, but it doesn't give a number on Goodreads. But I looked at the last book that was published. It was book number 5. So I'm assuming this is going to be book 6, but don't quote me. And this is the story of a woman by the name of Wynne and her next door neighbor whose name is Garrick. And she is a single mom, an independent woman, but she does have a big crush on her next door neighbor, Garrick. And he has a pregnant daughter. So I'm assuming this might be an age gap romance, but don't quote me. And his daughter is coming home for Christmas, and him and his daughter used to be super, super close. But as time goes on, they've really grown apart. And he's hoping that by maybe giving her a small town Christmas, showing her about family and all those things, that maybe they can reforge their relationship again. So of course, along with trying to build a new relationship with his daughter, there is also going to be a romance with his next door neighbor, Wynne. And, she also has a little boy. So kind of a self-made family kind of an idea. Sounds delightful. It's Susan Mallery. She is so, so good at contemporary small town romance. It's been a while since we've seen a Christmas one from her, to my recollection. It might have been one of the Fool's Gold books, which was one of she had Merry Little Princess in the Happily Inc. series that came out a couple of years ago. So that was also Christmas themed. But yeah, she is really good at these, and that cover is delightful, and I cannot wait for this one. Also coming out September 29th is The Widow's Christmas Surprise by Jenna Jaxon. This is book number 5 in the Widow's Club series. Sorry, I'm just looking down at my notes here. This one, Maria is our main character, and she has just given birth to her first child, a little girl. But a month earlier, her husband was killed in a duel. And because she did not produce a male heir, she no longer gets any kind of inheritance. You know, it's pretty much her and her daughter are kind of cast out to deal with stuff themselves. And, you know, thanks so much, but we can't help you anymore, kind of an idea. So she has befriended her late husband, Stuart, whose name is Hugh. And he is everything that her husband wasn't. He's charming, he's warm and caring, but he's also penniless. So she decides to go with her new daughter to London to spend the Christmas season with her other friends in this widows club, this group of women who all lost their husbands during the Battle of Waterloo. And throughout the course of that, her and Hugh, of course, forge a relationship. Sounds delightful. There's just something about Regency or historical romances at the Christmas season that just make me happy. It's kind of revisiting that part of history, how the holidays were celebrated during that time. And yeah, this one I am really looking forward to. Also coming out on September the 29th is Candy Slain Murder by Maddie Day. This is a cozy mystery, and it is book number 8 in the Country Store Mystery Series. This one I actually do have from NetGalley to read, and I'm super excited about it. I do love, love, love a good holiday-themed cozy mystery. Now, I have not read the previous 7 books in this series, but I think with a lot of these, you can kind of jump in and out. It's not that big a deal. So this one, Country Store Mystery, our main character is Robbie, and it sounds like she owns a country store, essentially. And in the course of this story, a fire destroys a local anesthesiologist's home. And when they're going through the rubble of the fire, they found a skeleton that was in the attic. So essentially now they are investigating a decades-old murder over the holidays, and, you know, it sounds really, really good. I love kind of that whole cold case aspect of it. Again, cozy mystery, I love these, and, you know, I don't think I've picked up any that I absolutely hated. You know, even if they're not the best books, they're always an absolute delight to read. And definitely, I think you should check this one out. Also, September 29th, we have another cozy mystery coming out, and this is Gingerdead Man by Maya Corrigan. This is book number 7 in a 5-ingredient mystery series. This mystery series takes place in a small town in Maryland, and this small town, which is called Bayport, is being turned into Victorian London. They are Val, who is our main character in this one, and her grandfather are taking part in the Dickens of a Holiday Festival. So the whole town kind of celebrates the whole Victorian Charles Dickens Christmas. And things turn deadly when Santa ends up dead. And that's all I really know about it. Sounds great. This is another one that I actually do have from NetGalley as well. So I'm very, very much looking forward to getting to this one. And the last book coming out on September 29th is a contemporary romance. A slightly Scottish contemporary romance. And this is A Highlander is Coming to Town by Lauren Trentham. Book number 3 in the Highland Georgia series. Just last week, I read the first book in this series, A Highlander Walks into a Bar, and I loved it. This is an absolutely delightful romantic comedy series set in a small town in Georgia called Highland, and it involves Scottish characters and Georgian people from Georgia. Delightful. So in this one, our main character Holt. Now, I have not read the second book yet. I do plan on getting to it before I get to this one. This is another one I actually have from NetGalley as well. And so I'm not too sure what happened in the second book, but in this book, we have a character by the name of Holt, who we actually met in book number 1. And he runs his family's farm, and every winter his parents take off to Florida and leave him to run the family farm. So while he's doing this over the holiday season, a woman by the name of Claire, who is the Scottish lead singer in a touring band, arrives in Highland, and she decides to stay for the holidays to kind of hide out for some reason that we're not too sure about just yet. But again, I can absolutely recommend this one based on the first book, which was absolutely wonderful, and I highly recommend that you check this entire series out. So those first 5 books all came out at the end of September. Let's jump into some books coming out in October. Coming out October the 6th, oh my gosh, I want to get my hands on this book so badly. I did put in my request to NetGalley. I have not heard back yet. So if anyone at NetGalley or the publisher is watching this video, please, 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 please send me a review copy of this one because I need to read it right now. In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. I love Christina Lauren's writing. They are an absolutely fantastic team of writers. And this is the story about a woman by the name of Malin, who goes by May. And she is having like the worst time ever. She's lost her job. She's single. And this is going to be the last Christmas that her and her family spend at this resort in Utah. And so she's kind of down in the dumps. The holiday's not going as well as it should be. And it sounds like she's in a car accident. And then when she comes to, she's back on the plane again to Utah. So this sounds like a Christmas version of the movie Groundhog's Day. And she has to keep reliving the same time over and over again until she gets it right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ingenious. I want to read this one so badly. I do actually have it on pre-order for a physical copy of it. So even if I do get, you know, if I am lucky enough to get a review copy of this book, that's great. And I will review it ahead of the release date. But if not, I will at least get my hands on a copy of it to read. And either way, I'll at least have a copy for my shelves because I just know I'm going to love this one. Also coming out on October the 6th, we have Christmas at Holiday House by RaeAnne Thayne. This is not part of any series or anything at all like that. This sounds like a standalone novel. I'm not sure if it's going to be women's fiction or contemporary romance. Goodreads really didn't say too much about that. It does sound more like it's going to veer towards a contemporary romance. So it's about a widowed young mother and her search for the perfect Christmas for her young son. And that search leads her to small town Silver Bells, Colorado. And she has never seen so much snow, and she's absolutely enamored with the town, and as is her son. But what she is not enamored with is her neighbor named Ethan. He is very much a Scrooge, bah humbug type of individual. So our main character, what is her name? Oh, Abby. Her name is Abby. She has been tasked with doing Ethan's house up for the holidays and turning it into like the holiday house. And of course, the two of them are going to butt heads throughout the course of the book. It just sounds delightful. RaeAnne Thayne does some great, great Christmas stories. And this one sounds like it really will tug at your heartstrings and will just probably put a smile on your face. And it sounds like one I'm definitely going to be needing to read. Coming out October 13th, we have the Christmas Cowboy book, which, yay. The Last Christmas Cowboy by Maisey Yates. Who better to do a holiday cowboy romance than the great Maisey Yates? This is book number 11 in the Gold Valley series. I just read book 9. I've got book 10 from NetGalley to read. I do not have this one from NetGalley yet. Hint, hint, Harlequin publishers, if you're listening to this, I would love a copy of this one too. It hasn't actually shown up on NetGalley yet, but if it does, I will, of course, be requesting it. So this story is about two characters that you met back in the The Bad Boy of Redemption Ranch, which was book 9. And they are Rose and Logan. And Rose is sister to Pansy, who was the main character in book number 9. And she is trying to actually fix her other sister up with someone for the holidays. So essentially her sister has someone to kiss under the mistletoe. And she's trying to set her up with Logan, but doesn't understand why Logan's like kind of hesitant to go out with her sister. And then Logan and Rosie end up having a kiss under the mistletoe, perhaps. And the story begins to go from there. And Logan is someone who doesn't like Christmas. It reminds him of the family that he lost, and you know, he's dealing with a lot of issues surrounding that. He was a very quiet character in book number 9. You know, very sullen, not, you know, easily to speak to people, not very outgoing. And Rosie was very, very bright and outgoing. So I'm very interested to see their relationship. And I am super, super excited about this book. Next book I want to share with you comes out on October 20th. And this is Christmas at the Island Hotel by Jenny Colgan. This is the 4th book in the Muir series. I think I have read the first 2 books in this series. The entire series takes place on a small, remote island in Scotland that is halfway between Scotland and Norway, so it's really remote. And in this book, a new hotel is opening up on the island. And this is the story of a woman by the name of Isla, I-S-L-A, I think is how you say her name. And she has lived her entire life on the island. And, you know, she knows nothing else. She knows small town life. This is what she knows. And also about a gentleman who's working in the kitchen. And that gentleman has a secret that he's actually the son of a duke. But he is being forced to work for a living in order to get his inheritance. So it's going to be the relationship between the two of them. So small town secrets and this new hotel opening up takes place at the Holidaze. Sounds delightful. Jenny Colgan, I know for some people is quite hit or miss. But I am very interested in this one, as I did really enjoy the first 2 books in this series that I did read. And last but not least, this one I cannot wait for. It comes out on December 1st. The cover of this book makes me all kinds of happy. Mistletoe in Paradise by Jill Shalvis. Now, from what I see on her website, this might be the prequel novel to a new series called Sunrise Cove. But don't quote me. I'm not absolutely certain if that's what it is yet. But I can tell you that this one is being billed as a novella, so it's not a full-length novel. It's about 2 childhood friends who are also ex-lovers, named Hannah and James. And they are flying separately to join on their mutual family's yacht trip for the holidays. And everyone else in their family, except for the 2 of them, get stranded at the airport. So then the 2 of them are now on this yacht for 4 days alone. And the story goes from there. Again, it's a novella, so I don't want to talk too much. There's a bit more written on the back of the book, but I'm just going to leave it at that just to pique your interest. But again, the cover of this looks delightful. And, you know, there's one thing to have a Christmas story set in the snow and the cold, but quite another on a tropical beach from what it looks like. So anyway, guys, that is all that I have for this video today. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below. I know I'm missing books. I know there are other books that have been announced. I know there's a new Sarah Morgan that's coming for the holidays. I have not seen the cover reveal for that one yet, and I'm eagerly awaiting that. And yeah, I want all the Christmas books essentially. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's my favorite time of year. Mainly because there's no heat waves like we're experiencing right now. But yeah, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let me know, what books are you looking forward to? Are there any of the ones that I mentioned, do they sound good to you? Or are there other ones that you have seen that you are looking forward to? Because I want you to let me know so I can add them to my lists to maybe pick up in the future. So until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.